guys, and welcome to the Siegecrafter Blackfuse Arcane Mage Guide. In this guide, we're going to be covering talents, glyphs, and the tips and tricks that you need to know to maximize your damage on the Siegecrafter fight. So let's get right into the talents on this one. Of course, for this fight, there's a couple things that we want to watch out for. But the main thing is Temporal Shield versus Ice Barrier, this whole debate. On this fight, it's completely your choice. I take Temporal Shield. Again, there are tons of indications that say Ice Barrier is just as good, if not a little bit better on this fight. It is completely your choice depending on your play style. Again, I hate wasting the GCD for safety, but there is a ton of damage that comes out in this fight, so sometimes it is warranted, so keep that in mind. The Greater Invis, Cauterize, Cold Snap. What do we want to take? Again, Cauterize here for me, because that way if I'm an idiot and I'm accidentally standing in superheated too long, if I'm, there's a million different things that you can do that will really proc Cauterize in this fight, and you're not supposed to be doing any of them. So it kind of gives me a little bit of an, oh crap, I shouldn't be doing that, I need to get my, stop tunneling, face the boss, and do our thing. That's why I tend to use Cauterize in this fight. Living Bomb, again, awesome bomb on this fight. However, if you are in charge of Crawler Mines, I have done insane Crawler Mine damage with Nether Tempest, just dotting all of them up, using my missile procs, my arcane barrages. I have just seen a ton of damage with Nether Tempest if the Crawler Mines are being an issue and if they're going to stay up long enough. Now, if your guild's really good at switching and doing things properly, then you don't have to worry about that. But sometimes you get those guilds, man, and they just don't want to switch for shit. So don't be that guy. Be the hero. Do so much more damage than everybody else that when your raid leader looks at the damage for Crawler Mines, because they're not dying fast enough, and goes, what the hell? There's an Arcane Mage just destroying everybody on this fight. On Crawler Mine damage. You guys need to step it up. It's always good to, get that little pat on the back. So if you want that, go for it. But I'd be careful. Typically stick with Living Bomb. As far as glyphs go, again, Arcane Power can be very useful in this fight. And it can also be very detrimental depending on how often you get picked to be dealing with the laser, to be dealing with the saw blades. All those things are RNG for an Arcane Mage that will destroy our DPS pretty much if we're chosen for them. So keep that in mind. There's really nothing you can do if that happens. So, but we do pop less at the start. So I tend to take Arcane Power just because it's the safest time is at the beginning of the fight, so you can really get a ton of DPS out. However, like I said, if you're doing the Crawler Mines, having that extra DPS cooldown to really keep those in check is very nice to have as well. So again, completely your choice there. Glyph of Evocation I find very useful in this fight, and then Double Blink obviously is disgustingly good on this fight. If you get picked by laser, if you have to move across the room, if you have to go help the conveyor belt team, you have the most mobility of pretty much anybody to cover that distance in that amount of time. So keep that in mind. That's the reason I use Double Blink, is in case of emergency, in case I get chosen by any of the abilities, I have the ability to completely negate them with one GCD by just casting Blink, right? So that's the reason I'm doing that. So keep that in mind. As far as tips and tricks go for this fight though, guys, understand that it's a very sequential fight. So you know when you're going to move, where you're going to be moving, and how long it's going to take you to get there. Is it better to use a Blink? Is it better to use an Ice Flow stack and get over there? What's better? Setting up your runes. If you know, okay, well I've got 20 seconds on this rune, but I know that in 10 seconds when this ability comes out, we're going to be moving over here. So make sure you're placing your runes properly. It's a monster DPS increase to be able to Ice Flows over into your other rune. Start pummeling more damage, you're already set up and ready to go, because remember, movement is our killer. We cannot move. We need to be where we need to be. Our movement management is key on this fight. So the more and more comfortable you get with this fight, you should see your numbers go up and up and up. So keep that in mind. If you are on the conveyor belts, good luck. As Arcane, you're going to be using your Arcane, your Ice Flows really quick. You're pretty much dotting. And then just praying to God that everyone else in your group does more damage than you do. You can get a Levitate, which makes it a little bit easier, but not much. Arcane Mages are normally not that great on the platforms. You can get a lot of damage in very quickly on those things, but again, as soon as movement becomes an issue, so does your damage, so keep that in mind. But anyway, guys, go ahead and watch the rest of this kill video. I hope it helped. Let me know if you have any other information or any other tips and tricks that you have picked up. Leave them in the comments below so I can try them out next week. Hopefully increase my damage as well, because I'm always looking to do better, guys. So I'm always looking for your feedback. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.